Today, I'm at Bell Works in Homedale, New Jersey. You may recognize this as the real-life location of the Lumen Corporation from the show Severance. But I'm not here because of Severance. I'm here because one of my favorite one-episode characters in The Sopranos, the smart old guy Tony meets in the hospital named John Schwinn.
John Schwinn.
Oh, bicycle, eh?
Unfortunately, no relation.
Welcome to my Sopranos Random Thoughts for Season 6A. If you're not familiar with the real-life history of the building behind me, I encourage you to give it a Google. It's pretty interesting. There were many scientific and technological discoveries made here. You don't have to know all that history to appreciate the John Schwinn character, but it does give some more context as to the caliber of person that Tony befriended in the hospital.
I was just a foot soldier at Bell Labs.
Well, you guys invented stereo.
You may be asking, why didn't I film this video inside the Bell Works building? Which is a fair question to ask, but as you can see from some of the footage I took when I just gave the building a nice little walk around, because this is a good place to go walking. It's a huge building. It's a big empty space. It's kind of echoey, and everyone's being quiet, well-behaved, using their inside voices in there, and I don't want to be the weirdo sitting in the middle of all that, talking about The Sopranos to myself for 30 minutes. Now, since this is the Random Thoughts video, as always, we should start with the random section. This is a little detail that's been bothering me. When Eugene struts in to talk to his family, why in the world did he leave his door open like that? Who does that? When Eugene's wife says,
"Go ahead." His master's voice.
This is a reference to the 1898 painting called His Master's Voice, which has become an iconic symbol of audio equipment, audio fidelity, and has been bounced around as the logo and mascot of several audio and music companies throughout its history. Also, fun fact, the dog's name is Nipper. Hey look, that doctor guy is Masuka from Dexter. Tony is a fan of rock music and all those great classic rock bands, so it makes perfect sense for him when Carmela plays Smoke on the Water for him at the hospital. And it especially makes sense because we have seen him listening to and enjoying the song previously in the show. The coma dream scene of Tony going to the hospital and getting diagnosed with Alzheimer's, despite just going there for a fall, reminds me of a season-ending cliffhanger from another great HBO show called 6 Feet Under, in that one of the main characters named Nate goes to the hospital for something similar and ends up getting similarly devastating news. Frequent punching bag of the show, JT Dolan, is seen teaching a writing class in episode 3. And I just have to know, who is this Willy Wonka-looking lady attending his class? Who is that? One of the funniest moments in the entire show for me is when Tony's in his coma and Paulie shows up to visit him. Meadow tells Paulie that when you speak to Tony, you have to say positive things and bring a good energy to the room to help with his recovery. Paulie Walnuts, the well-known bastion of sunshine and optimism on the show, lasts about 2 seconds before all this starts to go south.
Oh, Maron, he looks terrible.
Uncle Paulie, you can't say stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just not to prepare you for that.
Uncle Paulie.
And which makes this even more funnier is that all this stresses Tony out to the point where he almost ends up dying in his coma. I mean, that's not funny, but it's funny.
Like a puss. Stand up one day, FBI rat fuck the next. I felt it here, T. I felt it right here.
Will you please shut up in there?
Is it me, or does that religious guy kind of look like Christian Slater? Also, this line from him really lays out some of the possible themes of redemption in Season 6A.
Salvation isn't just about being saved from hell after you die. It's also about being saved from yourself while you're still alive.
Another one of the show's funniest moments for me is this subplot of an up-and-coming rapper hiring Bobby Bacala to shoot him in hopes of gaining street credit and thereby bolstering his music career. And of course, Bobby ends up missing the exact spot they agreed to shoot him in.
They shot me in my ass! Ah!
I don't have anything more clever to say about this. It's just funny. I love the absolute irony here of this character saying no fish because of the toxins in the water.
Oh, you're not hungry, sweetie?
I don't eat fish. The toxins.
As she smokes a cigarette. This is one of my favorite moments from Phil.
It's an honor to be joined by men. And not faggot-ass, cornholing cocksuckers like married my cousin. He should fucking die.
Just gets me every time. He just can't control himself. I love the very British way Sir Ben Kingsley goes, fuck.
Fuck.
At the end of the Luxury Lounge episode, I spotted another David Chase cameo that I haven't seen before. They don't draw as much attention to it as the other one way back from season 2, but that's him right there in the background. And I think it's supposed to be the same random Italian citizen from the Commendatore episode returning from a US vacation because this is the same plane that the Italian hitmen are taking home. Another classic line I totally forgot about until this rewatch was,
"Thought he saw Vito and Jenny Craig. Turned out to be some other fat piece of shit."
Now that Junior has mistakenly been called Buster, we've got a good little collection of alternate soprano character names.
Has he cried or
reported crying about this man, Buster?
Junior, no.
Others include Meadow being called Fielder and Big Pussy being called Booty.
Oh, except for that one fellow, Booty?
Pussy.
Pussy Booty. I don't know his last name.
In episodes 8 and 11 of Season 6A, Tony and Phil have a meeting at the Lou Costello Memorial Park in Paterson, New Jersey. This must be one of Tony's favorite meeting spots because he uses this a couple times in the show. Also, in the scene, I like how Phil says to Tony,
I gotta be frank.
and, well, he is frank. The apparition of the Virgin Mary appearing to Paulie at the Bada Bing is one of the scariest moments in the whole show, especially because it's accompanied by the audio jump scare, that loud music or guitar sound or whatever that is. Interestingly, you can actually see her reflection in the mirror there before the big reveal shot. I like how Tony says to Silvio here,
What? Don't give me that look.
implying he has any other look, like he ever makes any other facial expression except that. Carmela saying options are nice.
I don't know if I want to go to law school or med school.
Those are nice options to have.
Reminds me of that argument that Meadow and Finn had in the previous season.
What, you'd rather not have choices? Thank God for choices.
I really wish we got to see that moment of AJ trying to walk through the plate glass door, like Tony says.
We've been talking about taking a trip together for years, ever since our Rome thing went belly up.
When Anthony walked through the plate glass door.
Another great line I forgot about until this rewatch was, "There's nothing gay about hell."
There's nothing gay about hell, you said.
That's good.
That should be a bumper sticker. Lastly, for the random section, is Phil Leotardo's elegant way of ending this conversation.
Francesca Spitafor did that beautiful solo of O Holy Night. Vito accompanied her on the piano.
I gotta try and take a shit.
For the next section, let's talk about some of my favorite filming and editing moments for Season 6A. From the very first episode of Season 6A, you can tell they had the story arc planned and thought out for all of Season 6 from the very beginning. They already knew how it was going to end.
Nobody ever went broke underestimating the taste of the American public.
We know this is going to piss people off, but screw it, we're going to do this anyway. Although the scene of Eugene taking his own life is tragic, of course, as an editor, I have to call it the clever little bit of editing going on here. You see him sad looking at the family photos, you see him grab the shell, cut back to him being sad, and you still think he's in his living room, but oh no, he's not. The ending shot of the Members Only episode is similar to other important shots in the series. For example, the very first time we see Tony in the finale. I think this jump cut to push in more on Tony during his coma dream is a little awkward.
You could have explained that.
Oh, you're so sure.
There's just something about it that's not super smooth, and I notice it every time I rewatch this episode. I think they handled AJ's emotional story arc very well in this episode. It's an example of great writing and great acting on the show. It's realistic and totally makes sense for his character to not handle the trauma of Tony's gunshot as well as everybody else. He does find some time to actually go and speak to his dad in his own way. It's a refreshingly wholesome moment in the show. The show cuts to shots of wind blowing and rustling trees numerous times. I think this is part of a deeper, more philosophical metaphor going on, which is especially present in the later seasons. I think the wind is a symbol of how we are all part of a much bigger reality.
The fact is, nothing is separate. Everything is connected.
I've mentioned this before in my Random Thoughts for Season 5 video, and I do think it is worse and more noticeable in that season, but there are still some times in Season 6A that I don't like the way some of these sets are lit. This, for example, when I don't know what exactly is the source of light that's supposed to be coming from above them like this. It seems clear that they're on a set when the lighting comes through this way. I know they are in a set, it just really looks like a set when it's done like that. I like talking about strange and unusual moments of cinematography and editing on the show, but it's worth pointing out the good moments when they happen. For example, check out this great, super smooth, dramatic camera movement, slow push into Tony and Sil. Hey look, it's that same damn Wild Bird Center location as the shitty sign edit a few seasons back. I still have no idea why they changed the color to green there when it is in fact red in real life. I think Carmela's Paris trip is really boring. They've done something like this previously with her before in Season 4 during the Furio plotline, where she looks sad and stares at art for what feels like an hour. For the next section, I want to talk about the man himself, Tony Soprano. I find it interesting when Tony's talking to Melfi and he tries to justify grabbing a pillow to smother his mom to death in the Season 1 finale by saying, "It was just to keep my hands occupied."
You tried to smother your mother with a pillow.
The fuck I did. I grabbed a pillow, but it was just to keep my hands occupied.
Did he say that on purpose, or was he just trying to avoid guilt in that situation? Or did he say it unconsciously and is in denial? I think he did say it unconsciously because he's not exactly evolving dramatically despite the years of therapy. In Tony's coma dream, although we never hear it, whoever he's speaking to on the phone does answer his question about what the beacon is, and interestingly, he seems to understand and be okay with it.
What is that beacon anyway? Oh.
They seem to really kind of be hinting that Tony did some stuff while in prison that Vito would approve of.
They can't be strangers to male-male sexual contact.
You're gonna pay us for that. What are you gonna do? There's no women there. You're there 5, 10 years. I never had any need for any anal, You think I'm lying, don't you?
I never noticed this until this rewatch, but was Tony holding that cigar during the meeting with Phil just for the sake of appearances, so he doesn't seem weak and like he's his old self? I'm not sure if this is just because of the way the scene was edited or what, but it looks like he just takes one small drag on that cigar and then throws the whole thing out. Tony beating up that new guy is in one sense a smart strategy to assert dominance in this vicious world he lives, but in another it also seems like one of his most insecure and pathetic moments.
Talk about every day being a gift and stopping to smell the roses. But regular life's got a way of picking away at it.
I unironically love this line from Tony. Every day is a gift, but regular life's got a way of picking away at it.
Doing great, Christopher. Married, he's got a kid on the way, he's focused. Let's not sabotage his progress.
Let's not sabotage his progress. What a line from Tony, considering how much he sabotages other people's progress, like Chris during his drug problems or Janice with her anger issues. I love the scene where Meadow vents her frustrations about Finn to Tony.
He said that. He actually said that.
And Tony just has too much going on and really doesn't want to hear this at the moment and just says, go talk to your mom.
Well, honey, when you're living in sin with some guy, you can't expect
Living
him
in
to...
what? Jesus Christ.
Talk to your mother about this shit.
For the next section, let's talk about Christopher. The way Christopher replied to Tony's philosophical musings.
The history of the planet was represented by the Empire State Building. Time that human beings have been on Earth would only be a postage stamp at the very top. You realize how insignificant that makes us? I don't feel that way.
Definitely a character moment for Chris. He's not much of an intellectual. This scene with Chris and JT Dolan in the car pretty obviously reveals the inner psychological motives behind Chris's Cleaver movie.
And he gets fucking payback on everyone who fucked him over, including the cunt he was engaged to. She was getting porked by his boss the night the hero was killed.
Chris has some great comedic lines throughout season 6A, including this lovely gem here.
So what do we gotta do, Tone? Actually see him take it in the ass?
Another great line from Chris is when he tells Tony,
I don't get it. You agreed to this in the hospital.
Christopher, I was in a coma.
Or this line from Chris, my son will be my strength.
Just water for me. My son will be my strength.
He's just spouting some recovery philosophy left and right. Or the absolute irony of Chris telling that guy to go to Narcotics Anonymous as he shoots up.
I meant what I said, though. You need to get your ass to rehab. Narcotics Anonymous or some shit.
At first, I didn't know what Chris was talking about when he was suggesting that the Muslim guys weren't that religious because they had a dog.
Plus, Muhammad and his girlfriend have a dog, Springer Spaniel.
But a quick Google search actually tells me that there is a thing where super religious Muslims don't like to keep dogs as pets and regard them as lower than we're generally used to seeing. During the flashback scene when Chris told Tony about Adriana being a rat, you can really see the look on Tony's face like he wanted to kill Chris right then and there. For the next section, let's talk about one of these standout characters from season 6A, the waddling man himself, Vito. I actually like the idea of the gay Vito subplot. It's something interesting that they haven't explored yet in the show, but I gotta be honest and say that his storyline bores the crap out of me.
I gotta say, I thought you guys were morons for doing this shit, but now I can see it's a fucking rush.
I feel like it goes on for way too long, and by the time episode 10 rolls around, I'm just thinking, oh my god, when is this over? In the members only episode, we can see Vito grabbing a hot dog and waddling away with it. I wonder what they're hinting at here. And what exactly is he planning on doing with that hot dog?
Maybe he was a homo. Felt there was no one he could talk to about it.
Another suspicious line. I wonder what they're hinting at. Honestly, one of the best farts in the entire show goes to Vito in this scene right here. Listen to that long, sustained power behind that thing. Good job, Vito. I love it when Paulie tells Vito, have a cookie, you're delirious.
Have a cookie, you're delirious. It was $7.50 tops.
I gotta start saying that to people. The whole subplot of Paulie and Vito regretfully having to give Carmelo that money is such a telling moment of what kind of people these actually are. Vito has a couple good moments in the season of him chiming in and being absolutely useless. Like this one during the movie pitch meeting.
But he's still alive when they cut him up. Oh, he's gonna feel that the next day.
Or this one, when he's on the lam.
What'd you lose?
Cell phone.
I didn't lose it. I was charging the damn thing. Tell you what I do. Try to retrace my steps.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. I'm a fan of the band Dire Straits, and it will never not be funny to me how Money for Nothing is playing during the infamous Vito dance scene.
What the fuck? Sal, hey. Fuck you doing? Nothing. I was here. It's a joke.
And it's actually kind of appropriate if you know some of the song's lyrics. There's that one verse that always gets cut during radio play. Enough said. Now, I don't think this is bad enough to make it into one of my strange edits videos, but it is definitely an awkward sequence of shots when Vito hits the tree and gets out of his car. I don't know why there's so many cuts here. Maybe the whole thing took too long and they're just trying to speed it up. I have no idea. This shot of Vito contemplating life by the waterfall is just too much for me. I crack up every time. I feel like I need to put some dramatic music or like the Dawson's Creek soundtrack behind it. Johnny Cake seems to be a strong, brave guy who's a positive force in his community. And maybe I'm missing something, but what exactly does he see in Vito? Johnny Cakes hints to the other firemen that Vito's gay by saying,
"Very funny guy. Great sense of humor."
What is this, a Hays Code era Hollywood studio film from the 1940s? I thought they were more progressive and open about that stuff in this small town of theirs. All right, as an editor, I got to appreciate this classic little editing joke here, which I think goes back to the Hitchcock film North by Northwest, is instead of showing the sex scene, you heavily imply it happened by cutting to a train going into a tunnel. Train goes into the tunnel. Get it? Okay, yeah. This scene of Vito talking to himself as he does some contracting work is interesting because, one, it's a very rare instance of voiceover used in the show.
Think of those sandwiches Jim made. When you've eaten the last bite, this fucking day is halfway gone.
And two, it's hilarious.
Look, now.
Fuck me!
It cracks me up every time when Vito meets Tony at the mall and he says,
My brother's over there.
What is this, supposed to intimidate Tony?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. He's just there, that's all.
Well, that's about all I've got for today. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you very much. I appreciate it as, oh my God, it's bright over here. I'm going back in the shade. I will be doing the final Sopranos Random Thoughts video soon, and I really have enjoyed doing this Random Thoughts series, so thank you to everyone who watched and commented and had something positive to say, because I have fun making these, like going out to these locations and everything. So, until next time, Gabagool. That was stupid.